Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now guys, when I first came across this story and read it, I understood it to mean Akinwumi Ambode, the Lagos State governor, is in the Idobale position, prostrating to Tinubu and begging him and saying, sorry sir. So I'm going to bring you the story and read it to you, and then you can tell me then in the comment section if you agree with my assessment or if you take a different view of it. So guys, I bring you this. The Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode has said that having spent almost 4 years running the affairs of Lagos, he is wiser now. Mr. Ambode said this whilst fielding questions from State House correspondents during his visit to President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. And by the way, guys, let me just pause here and state this now so that you're hearing it here first. Ambode is going to be appointed as a minister by Buhari. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind about that. And I suspect that Ambode is going to be appointed the Minister for Electricity, which is power. So Minister for Electricity effectively is what he's going to get, because it is my view that Buhari rates this guy highly because Ambode is an achiever, and Buhari, in spite of all of his faults, which are many and which I list all the time on this channel, he likes achievers because he wants things done properly. He's just that kind of guy. He's a military man. So we carry on. The governor said he visited Abuja on behalf of Lagosians to appreciate Mr. Buhari for inaugurating some of the projects in the state. When asked about the lessons that he has learned as a politician in Lagos, the governor said he has learned a lot of things which has shaped his identity as a person who came into government as a technocrat. You see, every politician learns every day, the governor said. The fact is, I came in as a technocrat and I used to call myself a techno-politician, but I think I am wiser now. I am more of a politician now than a technocrat. Failed ambition. Mr. Ambode lost his bid to seek re-election on the platform of the ruling All Progressives Congress Party APC last year after the party leadership stood against him. He was replaced by Babajide Sanwo-Olu in a primary election characterized by name-calling and bitter rivalry. Mr. Sanwo-Olu would later emerge the governor-elect of Lagos State after beating Jimmy Agbaje of the rival People's Democratic Party (PDP). Speaking about his legacy in the state, Mr. Ambode said he has touched humanity with his policies and program as Lagos governor. He said, in another 16 days or so, we will be leaving office. But what is important is that I am able to have the opportunity to be elected as governor of Lagos State. We did our best, and most importantly, the projects we did were people-friendly and people-central. I just think a lot more people have enjoyed the benefits and dividends of democracy than we actually met it. And that gives me joy that we were able to touch lives. Wherever you find yourselves, just make a positive difference to people and Nigerians. That is the whole essence of service. I am grateful that I had the opportunity. Mr. Ambode's loss last September makes him the first governor to lose re-election in Lagos since 1999. Two former governors of the state had governed for 8 years before Mr. Ambode emerged in 2015. While Bola Tinubu, a leader in the APC, governed from 1999 to 2007, Babatunde Fashola, Nigeria's Minister of Power, Works and Housing, governed between 2007 to 2015. So there you have it. That is Ambode now sounding contrite and placid and friendly and effectively saying, I am loyal, sir. So what I am reading into this, and it is a stretch, I I accept. But what I am reading into this is effectively saying to Tinubu that, sir, I have learnt my lesson. I am loyal, sir. Anything you want, sir. Baba Sokwe, you know. So it's a surrender statement, and he's being compliant and complicit because he now knows that he's with Buhari, and Buhari has plans for him, but he doesn't then want Tinubu to go and whisper in the ears of Buhari to thwart Buhari's plans for Ambode, because as much as Buhari loves Ambode, Tinubu's influence over Buhari is greater in my view than Buhari's love for Ambode. So the sort of, and Buhari can be a stubborn man, by the way. We all know that if he wants to double down on something, he will double down on it. He's a very, very stubborn man, and I'm sure he will take on Tinubu if he needs to take on Tinubu. But will you take on Tinubu for the sake of Ambode is the question, and that is the question that Ambode is also asking himself. So this is why he is now putting out all these Idobale sort of comments in the media space to say to Tinubu, like, I am loyal, sir. I'm sorry for whatever it is that I did to offend you. I am in the Idobale position. I am contrite. I am placid. I am loyal. I am your servant, etc. Everything that he's saying is really to lower himself and to let Tinubu know that he is no threat. But then Ambode, of course, is a threat to Tinubu, and Tinubu knows that, because Ambode is an achiever, is a young man and an educated man, and the 2023 election is going to be in play for the Yorubas. So Ambode is a player for that role. Buhari would prefer Ambode to Tinubu because Buhari is aware that Tinubu is a very corrupt man, and Buhari is aware that Tinubu does not really have the educational base, and Buhari is also aware that Nigerians are now fervently clamoring for a younger person, and Buhari is also aware that he is the last of that generation of politicians that Nigerians will really tolerate, because the country is now at the edge of its tether with these type of people. We need a clean sweep, and Ambode will represent a clean sweep. Ambode will represent a bright mind. Ambode will represent a younger generation, and Ambode would represent a paradigm shift. So Buhari knows all this, and all of this is vested within Ambode, and Buhari is aware of this. Ambode is also aware of this, because really the play for the 2023 elections is already started. Actually, the play for the 2023 election started in 2015, because the play really for the 2023 election started in 1999, because that is really how far back that Tinubu has been nursing that ambition to be the Nigerian president. But the real play, the real possibilities started in 2015 when he succeeded in foisting Buhari on the Nigerian state, that okay, Nigerians suffer the brutality of this illiterate Fulani man for 8 years, and then I will come and rescue you later. That is effectively what Tinubu was saying to the Nigerian state, that suffer this Malami guy. I know he's a dunce, but we need him to push out Goodluck Jonathan, because he has popularity in the north. That is Buhari. Buhari has popularity in the north, so we can use him to gather the north, and I own the south, at least the southwest, and we can give him the southwest to add to his popularity in the north, and then use that to chase Goodluck Jonathan out. So that is what Tinubu was saying to the Nigerian state. So suffer this Malam, illiterate Malam for 2 terms, and then I will come and fix the country. That is really the message that Tinubu had for Nigerians in 2015, and that is why he pushed this Buhari thing upon the nation. And that was also, I think, and this is me just speculating now because I'm not party to any meeting, but this is just my reading, my reading of the things, because there was a lot of meetings you'd recall in London and outside of the country, everywhere, in the build-up to the 2015 election, where Tinubu will come to London to come and meet Buhari, and Buhari will come to London to come and meet Tinubu, and they will go outside of the country to go and have all these meetings. And it's my understanding, not my understanding, but my reading and my speculation, that these meetings were held to have an agreed position on what the sequence of events would be, and Tinubu would made it clear to Malam Buhari that, look, I have ambitions of being Nigerian president too, but I'd let you go first because you have the push to chase this guy out, and I have the brains and the acumen to force him out, so I can align myself with you. You have tried 3 times and you have failed, but with my push and my brain, we can force this guy out, and then you go in, you do your 2 terms, and then you back me, and then I'll come in. But then, as you know, an agreement with the Malam guy is never anything that holds. If you don't believe, go and speak to Awolowo. He had an agreement with the Malams, they failed him. Go and speak to Abiola. He had an agreement with the Malams, they failed him. Go and speak to anybody, they have agreements with the Malams, they failed them, because the Malam will agree anything until they get what they want, and then when they're in a position of power, suddenly they have all this God complex, and they think they are bigger than what they are, and then suddenly every agreement is out of the way. But really, I agree with Buhari on this one, because I too do not feel, I feel that Tinubu will make a better president than Buhari. That's absolutely no question about that, because Buhari is just completely useless. Everybody knows that. But I feel Ambode will make a better still president than Tinubu, and the reason why I feel that Ambode would make a better president still than Tinubu is because Ambode, 1, is an educated man, and 2, is a technocrat. So a technocrat works to the workings of a thing. So he wants to see that 1 + 1 adds up to make 2, and then you add another 1 to make 3. So he is able to sequence things to make his work. But people like Tinubu, they think in broad strokes. They just have grand ideas, and then they get technocrats in. And then also the level of corruption that has been leveled against Tinubu, whether they are false or true, whether some of them are true or false, that guy is just far too tainted for the Nigerian space now, because Nigerians are now clamoring for a good sweep so that we have a fresh face and we have a paradigm shift. And Tinubu does not represent a paradigm shift. Ambode represents a paradigm shift, because we've seen all of the things that he has done in Lagos. He's rebuilt the airport road. He's put a marquee bus terminal in the state. He's swept up the state. He's put electricity via solar system, roads everywhere, everything working and pumping. Is because he was just not compliant enough, and Tinubu also felt threatened by him. That's why he was kicked out. So now Ambode is in play, is effectively what I am saying now for 2023. And Ambode knows that he is in play, but then he knows that Tinubu knows that he is in play too. And Malam Buhari wants Ambode in play too, but he needs to put Ambode still in public focus. So that is why he's going to give him a ministerial position, and not just any ministerial position, a ministerial position where he can achieve something that will really impact on the Nigerian people, so that Nigerians can then look to him and say, this guy is an achiever, this is somebody that can lead. So he wants to groom him for the presidency for 2023 is effectively what we're saying, to side swipe Tinubu. So this is now the Game of Thrones that is playing out. So the Game of Thrones, the players, Ambode, Tinubu, Buhari, and the Nigerian state. That is the conversation that I am inviting on this video. So what is your understanding of this reading, and especially why I am saying that all these public pronouncements that Ambode is making are effectively an Idobale pronouncements to Tinubu to ease him off, so that he can come through to the public spotlight again. So this is my understanding. What is yours? Conversations about understandings in the comment section. But before you come join me to have that conversation about understandings in the comment section, click on the red subscribe button so it goes gray, bell button, that way you are notified every time I drop a video. Then come join me in the comment section. Let's see what we're making of this. So I'll leave you here, meet you in the comment section, but here I say peace.